My name is Lewis Johnson, and I'm the pastor of Fairhope Avenue Baptist Church in Fairhope, Alabama. I have the distinct privilege of having been the last pastor to serve on church staff with Russ Murfin. He was our minister of music. I first met Russ when I was called to serve as senior pastor of First Baptist Church of Loxley in 2017. Russ had served there many years prior as minister of music and would periodically return to lead worship when our minister of music was out. I noticed a few things about Russ right off the bat. First, that he was a jokester. He introduced himself by telling a joke. I don't remember the joke, but I do remember that it wasn't particularly funny, but he sure thought so. Over the years, he always seemed to have an endless supply of them. You could tell when he was about to tell one because he would try to keep a straight face, but the childlike twinkle in his eyes would give it away every time. I learned that those bad jokes were really just an outpouring of the joy that Russ had in his heart. Yes, he enjoyed telling them, but it was the connection that he made with others. Seeing them smile or even laugh and shake their heads because it was terrible that touched Russ's heart. He had a joy-filled spirit, and he loved to spread that joy with others. The next thing I noticed about Russ is that he was supremely talented. He could play, he could sing, and he could write songs that were both poignant and uplifting. It was a gift from God, a gift that he took great pleasure in sharing with others. It was also a gift he took very seriously. His first priority when he sang, when he played, or when he led others in worship was to bring people closer to God. He loved Jesus with every fiber of his being, and he loved sharing Jesus with others almost as much. He was genuine, he was trustworthy, and he was real. What you saw with Russ is what you got. A real man with a real relationship with Christ, which was evidenced in the real way he demonstrated love toward others. As I got to know Russ, I also got to know Susan. They were two peas in a pod, and there's no doubt they were made for each other. They're the only couple I've ever met whose honeymoon was never over. Even after being married for years, they still acted like newlyweds. They were genuinely enthralled with one another. And that same genuine love he had for Christ and for others was easily visible in his love for Susan. Ultimately, when I think of Russ, it won't be the jokes or the absurd amount of talent that comes to mind first. It will be that love. And I don't think there's a greater legacy that any man can leave behind. Russ, we love you. Goodbye, friend. And roll tide.